In an unforeseen development, NASA has turned its attention back to Venus. Spurred by the recent discovery of potential life signs, a review of NASA's archives and an examination of 1960s data reveal that Venus was once thought to be a hostile planet, whereas Mars was considered the future of humanity. This perception was common. The Soviet Union won the great space race and focused its efforts on Venus, despite its seemingly hostile atmosphere. This dedication continued until the USSR's collapse. Thanks to astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, we now have a deeper understanding of these missions. Join us as we delve into the details of the Soviet missions to Venus, declassified images and forgotten histories. The dissolution of the Soviet Union altered international diplomacy and exposed many secrets, including those related to its space program. The USSR was known for its secrecy, from advanced surveillance to possible encounters with extraterrestrial life. Surprisingly, prior to the United States taking the lead in planetary exploration, the Soviet Union was front and center, especially from 1961 to 1983, with a focus on Venus. The Venera missions, or missions as they were called in Russian, differed from America's lunar missions. While the USA concentrated on the Moon, the Soviets saw Venus as a crucial goal, despite the harsh circumstances on the planet. The Soviet Union sent 28 13-seat spacecraft to Venus, gaining access to its atmosphere and achieving significant successes. However, due to Soviet secrecy, they remained relatively obscure. In 1992, following the USSR's collapse, the space agency was renamed Roscosmos. Much data was lost. Nevertheless, Soviet exploration of Venus provided valuable insights into the planet's extreme climate. Climate change is currently the subject of heated debate among researchers, particularly whether Venus can support life due to its high temperatures and thick atmosphere. Yet, the Soviet missions laid the foundation for understanding these conditions. The Soviet Union's attention to Venus was likely driven by cost efficiency. Venus, at an average distance of 40 million kilometers from Earth, is much closer than Mars, which is about 250 million kilometers away. Venus became a more feasible target for the Soviets, who had fewer resources compared to the wealthier USA. Additionally, Soviet rockets faced technical challenges, making shorter, more practical missions more achievable. The space race's context is necessary to comprehend the Venera missions. In 1957, the USSR launched Sputnik, the first artificial satellite, igniting intense competition with the USA. While NASA struggled, the Soviet Union's early Venus missions took advantage of these setbacks. The Soviets aimed to accomplish what NASA could not, asserting their dominance despite limited resources and internal challenges. American media often portrayed Venus in a negative light, but Mars was seen as the end goal. However, the Soviets remained steadfast. The Venera missions aligned with Cold War conflict and demonstrated their capacity to innovate effectively despite early failures. The USSR achieved significant milestones, like the initial probe to enter another planet's atmosphere and transmit images and sounds from Venus. In 1966, Venera 3 became the first probe to land on Venus, intensifying the space race. In the 1970s, further advancements followed with the launch of increasingly sophisticated spacecraft. Venera 9, launched in 1975, captured the first high-resolution images of Venus's surface. This achievement was followed by Venera 10, which delivered the first color photographs. The most outstanding effort came with Venera 13 in 1981, which returned advanced color images and recorded sounds from Venus. These missions expanded our knowledge of Venus, even though the Soviet Union eventually disintegrated. Much of what we know about the planet originates from these pioneering missions. The space race saw the USA and USSR pursuing different paths, driven by distinct strategic and philosophical motives. For the Soviets, Venus was a difficult but doable target. While the USA focused on lunar landings to showcase its ability to perform despite technical difficulties, the Venera missions provided essential insights into Venus, influencing future planetary exploration. The legacy of the Venera missions continues, highlighting the Soviet Union's scientific ambitions and contributions to global knowledge. These missions expanded our understanding of Venus and paved the way for future studies. As new missions to Venus are planned, the lessons from the Venera program continue to guide and inspire. In retrospect, both superpowers achieved impressive milestones, each having a long-lasting effect on space exploration. The rivalry between them spurred rapid advancements in technology and engineering, preparing future generations of space explorers. As we plan new missions to Venus, the difficult efforts by the Soviet Venera program serve as a reminder of humanity's relentless pursuit of knowledge and our unyielding spirit of exploration in the cosmos. The Venera mission's legacy stands as proof of the USSR's determination and scientific expertise. These missions not only provided a wealth of data about Venus, but also showed the Soviet Union's ability to overcome significant technological challenges. The Venera program set a high bar for planetary exploration through each mission's development, building on the successes and lessons learned from its predecessors. Beyond the scientific realm, the Venera missions also had geopolitical significance. Their success bolstered the USSR's position as a major player in space exploration, highlighting its technological and scientific capabilities during a time of intense rivalry with the United States. The Venera program underscored the USSR's commitment to space exploration, even when faced with economic and political obstacles. As we advance, the information from the Venera missions remains invaluable. For example, the lessons learned from Venera 9 and 13 enhanced our understanding of Venus's atmospheric composition, surface conditions, and geological features. This foundational knowledge has influenced subsequent missions and studies, serving as a basis for comparison with other planetary bodies. The renewed interest in Venus in recent years, with missions from NASA, ESA, and other space agencies, reflects the enduring significance of the Venera program's contributions. The goal of these new missions is to build on previous work created by the Venera spacecraft, attempting to unravel Venus's mysteries, its past, present, and potential for habitability. Furthermore, the success of the Venera missions has inspired a new generation of scientists and engineers. The innovative technologies and methods developed for the Venera program continue to influence space exploration techniques, from atmospheric entry and instruments for remote sensing, to onboard systems. The spirit of exploration and scientific curiosity that drove the Venera missions remains a driving force in contemporary efforts. Reflecting on the Venera program, we see not only technical and scientific achievements, but also a broader impact on global space exploration. The competition between the USSR and USA sparked unprecedented growth in knowledge and technological advancement. As we move into the future of space, investigating the legacy of the Venera mission serves as a reminder of humanity's capacity for invention and discovery. One of the most remarkable feats of the Venera program was the ability of its landers to transmit data from the surface of Venus, despite the extreme conditions. Venera 13, for example, survived for 127 minutes, capturing panoramic images, analyzing soil composition, and even recording the eerie sounds of the Venusian environment. This endurance exceeded expectations and demonstrated the robustness of Soviet engineering. These achievements not only provided invaluable scientific data but also laid the groundwork for future missions to planets with similarly harsh conditions, such as Jupiter's moons or even exoplanets with extreme climates. The Venera program's legacy lives on in modern engineering designs for pressure-resistant landers and probes. Moreover, the data gathered from the Venera landers allowed scientists to develop more accurate models of Venus's geology and atmospheric dynamics. This contributed to our understanding of volcanic activity, tectonic structures, and atmospheric chemistry on other planets. In essence, the Venera missions opened a new chapter in comparative planetology. In recent years, renewed interest in Venus has emerged due to the detection of phosphine, a potential biosignature gas, in its upper atmosphere. While this discovery remains controversial and under investigation, it has reignited public and scientific curiosity about Venus's potential for microbial life. Once again, researchers are revisiting the wealth of data collected during the Venera missions to compare past observations with present-day findings. This resurgence in Venus exploration has inspired a new wave of missions from various international space agencies. NASA's Veritas and Da Vinci Plus missions, along with ESA's Envision, are planned to launch in the coming decade. Their objectives include high-resolution mapping of Venus's surface, atmospheric analysis, and geological surveying, many of which build directly on the foundation laid by the Venera program. The pioneering spirit of the Venera missions also resonates in the private sector. Companies like Rocket Lab and other emerging aerospace firms are exploring cost-effective Venus missions using miniaturized technology. The goal is to achieve what the Soviets did with much more compact and modern tools, further democratizing space exploration. What sets the Venera missions apart is not only their scientific value but also the context in which they occurred. These missions were carried out during an era of intense geopolitical tension, limited technological resources, and rigid secrecy. Yet, the Soviet scientists and engineers managed to produce groundbreaking results that continue to influence space science decades later. The cultural impact of the Venera program within the USSR was also significant. It inspired generations of scientists, engineers, and students, and it featured prominently in Soviet media and education. The success of the Venera program served as a source of national pride and a testament to human ingenuity in the face of adversity. Today, as space agencies plan for human missions to Mars and the Moon, Venus remains an intriguing and mysterious destination. While it may not be suitable for human colonization due to its extreme surface conditions, the upper atmosphere of Venus, about 50 kilometers above the surface, has been identified as a potentially habitable zone. Here, temperatures and pressures are more Earth-like, leading to speculative proposals for future aerostat habitats or floating research stations. As we look to the stars and consider our place in the cosmos, the story of the Venera missions reminds us that progress often comes from taking bold, unconventional steps. The Soviet Union's choice to pursue Venus, when others dismissed it, opened new frontiers in planetary science and set a precedent for daring exploration. In summary, the Venera program stands as one of humanity's most ambitious and successful endeavors in planetary exploration. Its contributions continue to shape our understanding of Venus and inspire current and future missions. The courage, vision, and scientific discipline of those behind the Venera missions serve as a powerful reminder of what can be achieved through determination and innovation, even under the most challenging circumstances. The Venera legacy is not just a chapter in the history of the Cold War space race, it is a cornerstone in the story of human exploration and our quest to understand the universe. Environments, in addition to its goals in science, the Venera program served as a showcase of Soviet technological prowess during the peak of the Cold War. Technology was a key aspect of proving the strength of the nation. The successful deployment and operation of Venera spacecraft were designed to draw attention to the Soviet Union's ability to achieve significant technological and scientific progress even in the midst of serious challenges. Another notable aspect of the Venera missions was their impact on international space diplomacy. The early Venera program successes were closely observed by space agencies worldwide. The achievements of the Soviet Union prompted other nations, including the United States and the European Space Agency, to expand their own space exploration efforts. This fierce competition spurred rapid innovations in technology and scientific knowledge on a global scale. Despite the intense rivalry, the Venera missions also fostered a sense of shared scientific endeavor. The exchange of data and insights among international scientists, even during times of heightened political tension, demonstrated the widespread appeal of space exploration. For instance, data from the Venera missions were used by scientists all over the world to improve models of atmospheric physics and planetary geology. This collaborative aspect of space science demonstrates the ways in which efforts, regardless of national origin, contribute to our collective understanding of the universe. When we consider the Venera missions, we must also acknowledge the contributions of individual scientists and engineers who made these accomplishments possible, like Sergei Korolev, who is frequently referred to as the chief designer of the Soviet space program. He played a pivotal role in determining the course of space exploration. Korolev's leadership and vision were crucial to the success of the Venera program and other landmark Soviet space missions. The Venera missions also paved the way for future exploration of Venus and other planets. The information acquired from these missions has been instrumental in designing subsequent missions and space probes. For example, data from Venera 9 and Venera 13 helped guide the development of NASA's Magellan spacecraft, which mapped the surface of Venus using radar. The legacy of the Venera program can be seen in the ongoing fascination with Venus, with new missions planned by NASA, the European Space Agency, and others. This renewed enthusiasm is driven by the desire to understand the planet's history and the possibility of its past habitability. According to studies, Venus may have once had liquid water on its surface, raising intriguing questions about its past climate and potential for life. The Venera missions provided crucial baseline data for current and future missions that continue to investigate these possibilities. The technological innovations created specifically for the Venera program continue to impact space exploration techniques. For instance, the development of robust heat shields and materials capable of withstanding extreme temperatures has had applications beyond planetary exploration, including spacecraft re-entry systems and high-temperature industrial processes. In conclusion, the Venera missions were a groundbreaking series of space missions that advanced our comprehension of Venus and exhibited the Soviet Union's technological capabilities. They represented a significant accomplishment in the early days of space travel, providing valuable insights into planetary atmospheres and paving the way for future missions. The legacy of the Venera program continues to live on through scientific research, technological innovation, and international collaboration as we continue to explore the cosmos. The recollections of the Venera missions remain an important part of our journey, one that inspires future generations to expand the boundaries of exploration and understanding. The impact of the Venera missions extends beyond technological and scientific achievements. They also played a role in shaping our cultural and intellectual perceptions of space exploration. The images and data returned by the Venera spacecraft offered a glimpse into an alien, Venus-like world, captivating the imaginations of people around the globe. This sense of wonder and curiosity about the unknown is an essential part of human exploration and discovery. The Venera missions highlighted the significance of perseverance and resilience in the face of challenges. Venus' harsh conditions presented significant obstacles, but the Soviet space program's determination to succeed drove the development of innovative solutions. This spirit of perseverance is a valuable lesson across all fields of technological and scientific endeavor, reminding us that progress often requires overcoming substantial challenges. The story of the Venera missions also represents the broader context of space exploration as both a collaborative and competitive enterprise. While the Cold War rivalry between the USA and the USSR spurred technological advancements, it also cultivated a spirit of global cooperation within the scientific community. The exchange of knowledge and cross-border collaboration have been essential in advancing our understanding of the universe. In conclusion, the Venera missions were a remarkable chapter in the history of space exploration. They provided crucial insights into Venus, demonstrated the technological prowess of the Soviet Union, and inspired future generations of engineers and scientists. Looking to the future, the legacy of the Venera program serves as a reminder of humanity's capacity for creativity, curiosity, and investigation. The lessons learned from these pioneering missions will continue to influence and drive future exploration efforts and our comprehension of the cosmos. The Venera missions not only contributed to the development of space exploration but also fostered a greater understanding of how technological challenges can be overcome through ingenuity and perseverance. The spirit of the Venera program continues to inspire not just space agencies, but also researchers and engineers working across diverse fields. The legacy of this groundbreaking program extends into the modern age, where the pursuit of knowledge and the desire to explore the unknown remain at the forefront of human curiosity. Today, as we look toward the future of space exploration, the lessons learned from the Venera missions are more relevant than ever. With renewed interest in exploring Venus, both the Soviet Union's early work and the advancements made in subsequent missions have laid a solid foundation for future endeavors. These missions provide not only scientific data but also a reminder of the significance of collaboration, resilience, and ambition in the pursuit of exploration. The Venera missions stand as a testament to the power of human determination in the face of adversity, demonstrating that even in the most challenging conditions, success is possible through innovation and teamwork. In the grand narrative of human exploration, the Venera program remains a crucial chapter, illustrating the Soviet Union's ability to push the boundaries of space science despite geopolitical challenges. It helped establish the framework for further exploration of the solar system, influencing future missions to Venus, Mars, and beyond. The knowledge gained from the Venera missions continues to inform and guide modern space research, with many of the technologies developed during that era still in use today. Looking ahead, the ongoing exploration of Venus, including the upcoming missions from NASA, ESA, and other space agencies, will build upon the discoveries and technological advancements made by the Venera program. These missions will not only advance our understanding of Venus's environment but will also pave the way for deeper exploration of other celestial bodies. As we continue to reach further into the cosmos, the Venera missions will remain a key inspiration, not only for their scientific discoveries but also for the lessons they impart about resilience, collaboration, and the drive to explore the unknown. The legacy of the Venera program is one of perseverance, and its impact will continue to be felt for generations to come.